Hey everyone, this is Emily Bullard, registered dietitian for Texas Health HEB's cardiac rehab program. And I'm here today in my kitchen. You know, with COVID-19, a lot of us are spending more time trying to cook. Maybe it's giving you some time to look into your pantry or fridge, maybe clean out a few things. I'm doing that. And as I was doing that, it made me think about the best by and the use by date. So I thought we might talk about that a little bit today. So the first one I wanted to mention was the sell by date, and that's just the date that the manufacturers give the stores to have it, for them to be able to have it on their shelf. So if we have a product, maybe it's we buy it by that date, but maybe it's hung out in our home for a little bit, that may be okay. This is some sour cream that we had that had a sell by March 25th, which is just a few days ago, of 20. So because we've already opened this, the best rule of thumb is use it within 7 to 10 days. So that kind of reminds me is, okay, I have sour cream on hand, and I need to use it up. So maybe I can think of some dishes I can do with a little bit of sour cream this week. So that's one thing to think about. So the next one I thought we might talk about is the best if used by. So that's just a statement from the manufacturer that's saying, you know, you're going to get the best quality and flavor during this time. It doesn't mean you can't necessarily not eat it, but you're going to maybe lose the color or the flavor. So you see a lot of this on canned foods, foods that might sit in your pantry. So if it's a little bit past that, you're probably okay, but you may notice more of a quality difference. One of the things I thought about though was once you open it up, so this is a really big carton of chicken broth. The best if used by date is not till May of 21. But let's say I open it up and I use half of it and I want to put it in my fridge. I need to use it within the 7 to 10 day period. Otherwise, you know, you got room for bacterial growth. And they actually have a statement on here about use it within 7 to 10 days. Some foods don't. So just remember, once you've opened it, particularly if it's a more of a perishable food that needs to be refrigerated, just remember to use it within, you know, a short amount of time after that. So the third one that I see is just use by, not best if used by, but use by. So take this as a little more of a forceful suggestion or recommendation about using it. Sometimes you'll see this like with condiments, which I know if y'all are like our family, sometimes they tend to get stuck in the side part and then we sort of forget about them. So I was okay with this chipotle sauce that we have. It actually says Expiration. So sometimes you might even see that, and that's more of that, a little more of a forceful suggestion, recommendation of this one's December 20. So, because you know, once we open this stuff up and then we put it in our fridge, I mean, we would want to use this before then, even just because it's already been opened. But this is where they can probably last a little bit longer, but just keep those dates in mind, particularly with your condiments. So use by is a little more of a forceful suggestion of when you want to use something. The last one I wanted to mention was freeze by date, and this is one that I recently have started seeing. Usually it pertains to meats. So let's say I purchase some fresh meat and I stick it in my fridge thinking I'm gonna prepare it, but then things happen and I don't. So then I thought, well, I better just stick this in my freezer. So let's say it's got a date on there and it hasn't passed yet, that freeze by date, it's safe to go ahead and put in my freezer. But let's say that date has passed, it may not be safe to freeze anymore. Unfortunately, I've probably wasted, or I need to go ahead and just cook it. Because at that point, past that freeze by day, it's just given that opportunity for bacteria to grow in the meat. And we know, of course, that meat, you know, is really susceptible to bacteria being a perishable food. So that's why we're seeing that freeze by date some. So that can be very helpful. So, two really great resources that are literally at your fingertips. You can look these up on your computer or have them on your iPhone or your smartphone as an app. One is called Is My Food Safe? And it's an app created from, I believe, Hormel Foods and the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. And you could just basically look up what your concern about. So I looked up condiments opened, and it'll tell you refrigerator 3 to 4 months. So that gives you kind of a general rule on how to keep things. Another one is called, that one is called Is My Food Safe? The next one is called Food Keeper, and it's from the USDA, and it's very, very similar. It just has lists of different types of food groups, and then you would click on it. Grains, beans, and pasta. Let's just say you're wondering about, maybe even your dried lentils, well, that's up to a year, of course, in our pantry. So in the pantry from the date of purchase. So anyway, these are really great tools to get that specific information regarding specific foods you might be eating. So I hope this helped you guys just think about food safety a little bit more, particularly during this time. I want all of you guys to stay healthy and safe. We miss you guys in cardiac rehab. It's hard not to have y'all with us in the fitness center. We do what we do because we love you guys, and but we want what's very best for you guys. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you really soon. Thanks.